Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. This is our second episode of our new podcast, which is called Pipeline to Profits. And I'm your co-host, Krista Mollion, and I'm very pleased to have my other co-host here, Tracy Bedwell. And we are coming to you transatlantic. I'm from the US and Tracy's from the UK. So you're going to get different perspectives. Not only that, but I'm a marketer. She's a salesperson. So Tracy has been an entrepreneur and the owner of her own company for quite a long time now, which is called Sales Training International. And she has over 35 years of experience in sales. So if you want to hear from a true expert, you want to tune in for the next 40-ish minutes. We're going to talk about lead magnets. Welcome, Tracy.
Thank you, Krista. Great to be here for our second show. I'm also joined by my co-host, Krista, from Unignorable Brands, which is a marketing agency. She's also a LinkedIn top voice as well, did you know? So pretty important in the LinkedIn world. And she has over 25 years experience in marketing. So I think between Krista's marketing experience and my sales experience, we've got a pretty good handle on what a lead magnet is, how they work across sales and marketing. And as she said, in the next 40 minutes, I hope we're going to be able to give you some really good advice, but more important practical tips that you can take away and start putting into place straight away. So I'm going to start with a question for you straight away, Krista. Simple question, but it needs to be defined at the start of our conversation. What is a lead magnet?
Very, very good question, because I think there is a lot of misconception about this, what a lead magnet is. So I would say the simplest definition is it's a free, valuable offer that you will give in exchange for your lead's contact information.
Okay.
There's some examples I would give you if you ask me, are these lead magnets? They're checklists, ebooks, quizzes, templates, discount codes, anything that will get them to opt in, and including events where you have to fill out a form and give your email in exchange. And they're very effective at building trust and just growing your audience. So you definitely
So basically something that builds a database of information from potential clients, but also adds value to them as well.
Perfect definition.
Perfect. Okay, great. So we understand what a lead magnet is. I think a lot of lead magnets fail, though. I think a lot of people spend a lot of time producing lead magnets and quite often a lot of money producing lead magnets, and they fail. And they fail, I think, because sometimes they're very generic or very boring. So I meet a lot of people who has like one lead magnet and they think that lead magnet is great and it's enough. They've spent like 3 months creating this lead magnet and then that's it. I don't often see them solving problems. So sometimes it's just really flat information that you could get by going onto ChatGPT, for example. A lot of them don't have calls to action in them or clear points. I think a lot of them also are not focused on who it is your client is. So I think they fail because the person creating them doesn't think about who's my client, what does my client want, what problems does my client have, and how can I create something that might solve them. And also they can be so generic that sometimes they don't even take into account their own products or services. So I think for me, it's really important to create a lead magnet that's not generic, it's not boring, it is client focused, it is industry focused, it is product or service focused, and it has some really clear action steps in it and calls to action. And I think when you have those in, they don't tend to fail. When you don't have them, that's when your lead magnets fail. And I've noticed on here, Beth has said, could we please repeat the definition of a lead magnet? It was salient. Shall we repeat it? It is something that you get information from, so you can create a database, you can create a list. So you're getting information, but you're also giving value back in return for that information. I would also say you're also showcasing your clients, your potential clients, your services, your products, and how they add value and what they do to solve problems. So there's a good definition of it. So Krista, what makes a good lead magnet? What is a good lead magnet then? Because we've talked about what they are and why they might fail, but what is a good lead magnet?
Yeah, so I think the one more thing we should just say is ask yourself, is this information that your client would pay for? So your lead magnet should actually be just as good as your paid stuff. And that's something that people get wrong. They're afraid of over delivering value, and they think if I give something away for free, then no one will buy my services. That's false. So I think that's part of the definition. What makes it great is that you should be willing to pay for it. It's that good. Now, another mistake that I think...
Krista, I'm just going to stop you there because I really can't hear your voice that well. I don't know whether anybody else in the audience can hear your voice. It sounds very sort of scratchy and robotic. I'm wondering if perhaps it's better that you turn your camera off or something. You can still chat. I don't know. Your voice sounds a bit scratchy to me. Maybe anybody else in the audience?
You too. I posted in the comments about 5 minutes ago. I don't know if you saw.
Oh,
I said,
okay.
Tracy, do you have, I don't know what it is. I don't know if anyone can hear it though. So let's see what people say, because your voice has been very scratchy too.
Oh, right. Okay. I mean, it could be that there's a problem with the connection here and we may need to pre-record this and put it back out live in the next hour or so.
Yeah, if anyone's in the audience who could tell us if you guys can hear us okay, let us know. We'd love to hear that.
No, somebody else has just said, no, we can't understand and we can't hear. I think it's a really bad connection. I have an idea then. Why don't we, if everybody on this live can just bear with us, give us like half an hour or so. What we will do is we will come off live. We will record this right now, and then we will put it out on LinkedIn straight away. Would that be okay? I think we'll probably have to do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that so we don't waste any time.
Yeah, because I don't want to waste people's time. And I know a lot of people have been waiting for this because a few people are saying that I'm coming across really, really clearly, but you're scratchy. And actually, Krista's the host on this, so there's not a lot I can do about that. Yeah, there's loads of people saying Krista is scratchy. So this is what we're going to do, folks. We are going to cut this live. We're going to record it right now. Lady in blue, you're crackling. So we are going to record this right now and come back onto mine and Krista's page within an hour, and it will go live on there. How's about that? Sorry about this. Sometimes live things happen. Krista's in the Alps, so she obviously doesn't have a good reception there. So I think what we'll do is we'll cut this live. So Krista, if you can end the live, and then anybody who was registered to come on it, we will notify you instantly when it goes back up as a post. Sorry about that, people.